Hello and welcome to ABC Interactive English. I'm Mike.
I'm Rainbow.
And you guys are here for a Slice of Life unit for this month. Now, as you can see from the title right up the top there, we are going to be taking a look and reading an article about bread. Delicious bread, its history, and tomorrow in part 2, some of the different kinds of bread that we can find around the world.
That's right. The title of today's article is Every Day is Bread Day. And of course, if you work in a bakery where they make bread, of course, every day is bread day.
Absolutely, every day. But lots of people around the world, they also eat bread every day.
True.
In Taiwan and in this part of Asia in general, rice is probably eaten more often, but as people's tastes change and they try more international food, bread is also becoming more and more popular. You can actually get some really great bread here in Taiwan these days. Yeah, it's true. From a French baguette made in Kaohsiung to delicious sourdough bread from Hsinchu, bread really has gone global.
Wow, 在台湾其实可以找到非常多世界各地的面包，像是刚才我们提到的 French baguette 法式长棍，还有 sourdough bread 酸面包。So, for the very first part of the unit, we will be reading right now. We'll take a look at bread and its very long history.
And tomorrow we'll take us on a quick trip around the world to find out about some of the international forms of bread.
Ooh.
But no matter where we go, it will all be quite tasty. We promise.
Yes, and right now let's go find out about all of today's new vocabulary. 今天的文章我们要来谈面包的历史。同学们知道面包的由来吗？我们一起来看几个单字。第一个 bread， 没错，就是面包，是个名词。Do you prefer whole wheat bread or white bread? Do you prefer whole wheat bread or white bread? 你比较喜欢全麦面包还是白面包呢？第二个单字 nobody， 没有人是个代名词。Nobody is home today. Let's have a party. Nobody is home today. Let's have a party. 今天家里没有人，我们来办个派对吧。第三个单字 scientist， 科学家是个名词。Scientists are working hard to find a cure for the coronavirus. Scientists are working hard to find a cure for the coronavirus. 科学家正努力寻找新冠状病毒的治疗方法。第四个单字 world， 世界是个名词。The world is a beautiful place if you look in the right places. The world is a beautiful place if you look in the right places. 其实世界是个很美好的地方，如果你往对的地方看的话。好了，我们现在看完单字，一起来看课文吧。
I love bread, and I love all kinds of bread, not just white bread. I love the smell and taste of it. I also love the feel of it in my mouth. When did people first start making bread? Nobody knows for sure. However, scientists did find breadcrumbs in Jordan. They were over 14,000 years old.
Explanation 1.
All right, every day is bread day is, as we mentioned, the title of the unit. And the first sentence of our article for today says this. It says, I love bread, and I love all kinds of bread, not just white bread. So it seems that our author, the writer of the article, is a true bread lover. And you know, I'd have to agree. White bread is fine, but it's actually one of the more boring tasting kinds of bread out there. White bread is great for sandwiches and other things, but really, it's not that interesting on its own.
Yeah, I guess it's because white bread is so useful, so that's why you can find it everywhere.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So the writer loves bread, and next we read, she tells more about this love. It says, I love the smell and taste of it. Ooh, yeah, the smell of bread when it's just out of a hot oven. What a great smell.
That is the best. And while we all think about that and my tummy starts to make some noise, let's go over to Daphne, who has lots to tell us about the first grammar point of the day.
大家好，我是 Daphne。今天的第一则文法是 the smell of something， 意思是某物的气味。smell 是名词，意思是气味，后方用介系词 of 引出气味的来源。类似的用法还有 the feel of something 点点点的感觉，都可以用来说明某事物的特色或给人的感受。例如 the smell of books made Clara calm， 书本的气味让 Clara 心情平静。
So bread. It smells great, it tastes even better, and as the author of our article tells us next, she even enjoys how it feels. Yes, that's right, not in her hands. It says, I also love the feel of it in my mouth.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's interesting. I've never really thought of it too much, but it's kind of true. It can be soft and chewy, or crunchy and chewy, or crisp and crunchy in your mouth. Bread comes in many styles, so it makes sense that it tastes and feels differently in our mouths too. Cool.
So now that we know our author really loves bread, we move on to learning a bit more about the history of this wonderful food. As we begin the next part of the article, we read a good question. It asks, when did people first start making bread? Wow, I guess that was a long time ago.
Yeah, you'd have to go way back in time, and it's actually even further back in history than you might expect. So far, in fact, that we read, nobody knows for sure. So it's actually further back in time than we really know about. It's probably before writing was even invented. Yeah, that's a long time ago. We'll learn more about this right after we learn more about that. And what is that? That is the second grammar point. And here's Daphne.
第二则文法是 for sure， 意思是确定的、肯定的，是副词片语，使用的时候通常放在句子的尾巴，用来修饰前方的动词或动词片语。例如 I will call you tomorrow for sure， 我明天一定会打给你。
So the question was, when was bread first invented? Or when did people start making bread for the first time?
And the answer was, well, nobody really knows. That's not a great answer, is it?
Well, not really, but we can kind of guess. The next sentence says, however, scientists did find breadcrumbs in Jordan. 在这边加一个单字 crumb 是食物的屑屑，所以要用复数加一个 s。比方说 there are crumbs on the table， 那在这边 crumbs was found in Jordan， 所以在 Jordan 找到 一些 breadcrumbs.
Really, little breadcrumbs, little bits of old bread. Now, did the scientists lick their finger and then eat the crumbs off the plate like everyone else does?
Okay, but maybe not. Read the next sentence.
Okay. They were over 14,000 years old.
What?
Yeah, that's kind of old and very dry.
Old.
Those breadcrumbs probably would have tasted more like dirt. Not good. So there you go. Bread is old. Very old. But it also shows that people have been enjoying bread longer than most kinds of food. And like many ancient things, bread was probably first made somewhere in the Middle East. Very interesting. Okay, we'll take our break here and then we'll be back.
People all over the world eat bread. It fills them up when they are hungry, and it gives them the power to do things during the day.
Explanation 2.
So, bread has been around for even longer than people have been recording history.
Wow.
It's delicious and it's fairly easy to make.
Yeah, and all of that helps to explain why it's still so important to people everywhere. Next, the article says, people all over the world eat bread. Yeah, sometimes as a snack, sometimes with a meal, and sometimes, you know, if they don't have anything else, bread can be enough as a meal, even though it's kind of boring.
Yeah, that's true. But you're right. Bread is a big part of almost every meal for lots and lots of people.
Yeah.
The final sentence in our article for today talks about all of that. It reads, it fills them up when they are hungry, and it gives them power to do things during the day. It's the fuel that billions of bodies run on.
And it tastes good.
And you can make sandwiches out of it.
And pizzas.
And it's great with some butter and some honey and...
Okay, so that's probably enough for today. But before we finish, let's hear from Daphne about the final grammar point.
第三则文法是 fill up， 意思是填饱肚子。fill 是及物动词，意思是填满，使充满。up 是副词，意思是完全。fill up 字面意思就是完全填满，引申指填饱肚子，为可分动词片语。例如 Jenny eats like a bird. A piece of cake fills her up. Jenny 是个小鸟胃，吃块蛋糕就饱了。
Okay, so we'll have lots more about bread in tomorrow's article when we look at different kinds of bread from around the world.
Ooh, that will be so delicious. We will see you all then.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Every day is bread day. I love bread, and I love all kinds of bread, not just white bread. I love the smell and taste of it. I also love the feel of it in my mouth. When did people first start making bread? Nobody knows for sure. However, scientists did find breadcrumbs in Jordan. They were over 14,000 years old. People all over the world eat bread. It fills them up when they are hungry, and it gives them the power to do things during the day.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。今天要介绍的文法重点是现在完成式与 for 和 since 的连用。现在完成式是用来表达某个动作从过去某个时间点开始，一直持续到现在为止。当我们使用这个时态来表达从过去持续到现在的动作时，常常会搭配 for 或者是 since。接着就来看看它们的用法吧。首先 for 后面要加一段时间，表示期间。这个动作呢已经持续了什么什么那么久。例如 Dominic has studied Spanish for 5 years. Dominic 已经学西班牙文学了5年了。We have known Hannah for a long time. 我们已经认识 Hannah 很久了。 那至于 since 后面要加过去的时间片语或子句，表示某个动作从过去的某个时间起就开始一直持续到现在了。像是 Jacob has been a journalist since 2011， 从2011年开始 Jacob 就开始担任记者了。Sue has learned to play the piano since she was 6. Sue 从6岁开始就学习弹钢琴了。好，第二部分要介绍的是和 for、since 搭配的问句。How long 引导的问句常常会跟 for 或是 since 连用，来询问说某个事情或是状态持续了多久。像是 How long have you kept the kitten？ 你养这只小猫养多久了呢？如果要表达养了一段期间，这时候要用 for。I've kept it for a month。我已经养了1个月了。好，如果要表达从什么时候开始养，这时候用 since。I've kept it since I found it in the park last month。自从我上个月在公园发现它时，就开始养它了。好，以上是今天的讲解，希望同学们都已经学会现在完成式搭配 for 和 since 的用法了。我们下次见 ，See you next time， bye。Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny， 欢迎收看我们1分钟的单元。在这1分钟的时间里面，我们会复习4个单字，还会造句练习。同学们，您都准备好没？1分钟计时开始。第二单词很简单，面包怎么说？面包就是 bread。I usually have bread and coffee for breakfast。我早餐通常都是吃面包配咖啡，你也是吗？好，第二单词呢，它是代名词，叫做没有人，叫做 nobody。Nobody， 好，它是不定代名词哦。Nobody is perfect. We all make mistakes from time to time. 没有人是完美的，我们所有的人偶尔都会犯错。第3个单词是科学家，你知道科学叫做 science， 那么后面字尾稍微改一下就变这个字哦 ，scientist， 科学家。Albert Einstein is considered one of the greatest scientists ever. 爱因斯坦被认为是有史以来最伟大的科学家之一。第4个单词是世界，世界怎么说？叫做 world。Taipei 101 attracts visitors from all over the world. 台北101吸引来自世界各地的游客前来参观。算我刚好过关好不好？好像刚刚好了吧？好，不管怎么样，我们在家多多复习，才不容易忘记这些单词哦。我们下次一起加油吧！下次见，拜拜。
See you next time.